to talk briefly about the 5 reasons I enjoy being an entrepreneur, and even more so an entrepreneur in the workspace that I'm in. And so number one is time autonomy and schedule flexibility. So when I was a pharmacist and I had to actually work in the pharmacy that was open from say 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., then you had to be there during those times. Now, because I run a consulting business, I don't necessarily have to be anywhere at any specific time. And that is very important to me. Okay. So knowing that I can have certain meetings on my day, they don't have to necessarily be taken from the office. I may be able to take them from the car. Those are the types of things that are flexibility and autonomy that you just can't get from working in a particular brick and mortar or maybe even working for someone else. Now, I don't want you to think that entrepreneurs are out here just making their schedule and working whenever they want to, because I think that's a huge misconception in the market that you work less when you work for yourself, and that's absolutely not true. Okay. And especially early on, you may not have as much time, flexibility, and autonomy as you would actually like. So right now I'm on year 8. And so the longer you're in business, depending on what that business is, you may have hired the right people, and therefore you're not in the day to day as much. And so therefore you have better flexibility and more flexibility over your time and your schedule. Number 2 is endless opportunities. Okay. In order to be an entrepreneur, you always have to be looking for problems and opportunities to solve so that you can stay viable in the market. And so as an entrepreneur, there are endless opportunities out here. There's endless problems out here to solve. And so therefore, to me, that means there's endless opportunities to actually bring in income. Okay. So I never think of there's any limits on the amount of income that I can earn through my businesses as an entrepreneur. Now, that may not be the case for one particular business, but what's to say I can't go out and start another business like my coaching business? That my coaching business has nothing to do with my other businesses. However, it is an opportunity in the market. It's an opportunity that I can serve. So why not go out and be able to create something, a solution for that problem, and therefore generate income from it? Number 3 is going to be making decisions. And so as a small business owner in particular, and not being caught up in corporate America or these big corporations, I'm able to make decisions faster. Okay. I can generate the information that I need from my team and my clients to make a fairly educated decision. And therefore that leads me to number 4, which is the ability to do the right thing with the right product and the right solution, and not just do it just to do it, but also do it quickly. Okay. So we can quickly get to market. We can quickly solve the problem. And that's all because there's not several different layers between the client and the actual decision maker. So right now, the 4 reasons that we've gone over is my time, schedule, and autonomy. Number 2 was endless opportunities, which means endless income. Number 3 is the ability to make decisions fairly quickly, which leads to number 4, being able to put solutions and products to the market very fast and efficiently to solve those problems. And 5th and finally is probably one of my favorites, and that is the ability to change the lives of others. We recently did an employee engagement survey, the very first one that we've done, and I am so proud to say that our employees had nothing but great things to say about us. It was a resounding yes. We enjoy working for the company. We enjoy the culture. We feel like we're making a difference to the beneficiaries and the members and the patients that we serve. And so that was very, very eye-opening for me and reassuring that I'm doing the right thing, because I never want to be the environment or the employer where somebody does not want to come to work. I've been in those situations. I've been in the pharmacy parking lot crying because I didn't want to go into work, but I had no choice because I had to pay my bills. Okay. And so I never want to set that environment for anybody who works for us. And also, when I'm talking about changing the lives of others, this goes also to the clients that we serve. Sometimes when you're in these big corporations and then you're working with other larger corporations, some of that partnership goes away. Okay. But whenever you do business, in my opinion, with a small business owner such as myself, you have a higher level of partnership. Okay. Because there's, again, not a lot of layers that you have to go through to actually get to the person that can make the decisions to solve the problems that you have. And then even going all the way down to the people that we're impacting whenever we're calling to make sure that they're taking their medications, which means the patients and the customers themselves, being able to help them get their prescriptions from the pharmacy. All of that is very impactful, and none of that would have existed had I not made the decision to go out and start this business and become a small business owner and an entrepreneur. So those are the 5 reasons why I really do enjoy being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Okay. And I'm going to create a video on the top 5 reasons why I dislike being an entrepreneur, because everything has its pros and cons. However, I can tell you without spilling over into the next video that I absolutely would have made the same decision again if it came down to, am I going to be an entrepreneur? Am I going to be a small business owner or not? I do not regret any parts of that particular decision. Would I have done some things differently? Absolutely. And we're definitely going to get into that. But I definitely would have made the decision to start the company that I have, to run the company that I have, to offer the solution sets and the problem solving that I have. So I have no doubt that I'm in the right space and I'm doing the right thing. And so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you can relate to some of it. Let me know in the comments the top reasons why you want to be an entrepreneur, or that you are an entrepreneur. And then also put in the comments, are there any misconceptions? Like, what do you think when people talk about entrepreneur and small business owner that you always wondered, was it really true? Drop that in the comments and I'll be sure to respond to it also. So thank you again for tuning in, and until the next video, have a great day.